Hey guys, so today I'm going to be looking at people who regretted a revenge. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. Had a roommate who basically let his new girlfriend move into our house in college. She helped herself to everything in the house but never contributed. Finally, she parked in my parking spot and that was my breaking point. I let all the air out of her tires, thinking she'd just air them back up and it would be an inconvenience. Instead, she ended up buying all new tires. Whoops, never came clean about it. She didn't air up her tires but bought new ones? Why didn't she ask her boyfriend to help her or something? Well, oh no. When I was little, my friends kept pointing at the little girl on the box of the board game Operation and saying it looked like me. So I pointed at the big fat guy and said, "That's your mom," and didn't realize she was behind me. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Remember that insult? Well, I don't know if it was an insult, but there was like a time where everyone would just be like, "Your mom, your mom, your mom." I didn't get that, honestly. It was a weird time. Back in middle school, a friend of mine threw a small wadded piece of paper at me. I retaliated by throwing the only thing I could find, which was mud close to my shoes. Smacked him right in the face with it. Worst part is, it turned out to be dog poop that was at the bottom of my shoe. I still vividly remember his angry, "I throw paper at you and you throw dog poop." Isn't that like a lose-lose for the both of them? The person throwing the poop means he touched the poop, to throw it, and then the friend got hit in the face with poop. It's a lose-lose, basically. They both got poop on themselves. When my friends and I were young, middle school or elementary age, there was this pair of sisters in our class. They were the epitome of a teacher's pet. Helped because their mother was the assistant teacher, and whenever the teachers would leave, they would snitch on everyone. Sometimes, if they didn't like you, they would make stuff up and you would get in trouble still. My friends and I were quite annoying, so we obviously got blamed for stuff that we didn't do. No matter what we did, we were never believed in our innocence. So we did the logical thing of talking to every other student in the class, and they shared our opinion of how much we didn't like these girls. Everybody was fed up with their stuff. So we wrote a paper stating the bad things these girls were doing and how everyone didn't like them and so on. We then got about 90% of our classmates to sign this paper. Then we gave it to the principal. I'm not 100% sure what happened next, but I do remember the principal coming into our class after recess and began to ask if this paper was true and so forth, and everyone who signed it agreed. A few days later, these girls were kicked out of school. Or maybe they left due to humiliation. Parents decided to pull them from the school. Their mother was still the assistant teacher and she was crying about the whole thing, and she was saying about how we were horrible and how could we lie about her angels. Hold on a second. So her angels can lie and get away with it. I felt a bit bad, but I was quite happy that those girls were no longer there because they were mean and massive liars. I'm glad too, because obviously the girls were being mean and the girls were making up things to get people in trouble. So the fact that they weren't in the school is better for all the other kids, right? This is why some kids don't learn from their mistakes, because their parents are like this, Like, they're doing bad things, but the parents are like, "But my kids are angels. They will never do anything bad." That's why kids act up and they keep doing the bad things, because they know their parents are going to back them up for doing the bad things. So yeah, please. A roommate poured water on me while I was asleep. So I filled all his shoes and the pockets of all his trousers with chili powder. I didn't realize the powder had dye in it, and it stained everything red, including any shirts he had tucked into work trousers and a lot of the items he washed with him. Everything just turned red. Why would you pour water on someone while they're sleeping though? Just cause. If I was sleeping and dreaming something so good and someone poured water on my face, something bad is gonna happen. Had a big group of friends from 13 to 18. When we were 17, one of them stole my girlfriend. Stole. Okay, I'm sorry. The word stole is just a bit weird. They can't steal your girlfriend if your girlfriend didn't want to be with them, right? To be fair, I feel like the girlfriend played a big part in that, but okay. It was her fault as well, of course. So from that point on, our group of friends just cut this guy out of our circle. We stopped inviting him to stuff. If he tried to hang out, we told him to piss off. Mates that had been friends with him since primary school just ignored him. Initially, I was proud of this show of solidarity from my bros. My best mate was actually dating my now ex-girlfriend's best mate, and he split up with her because of her attitude about the whole thing. So, first summer back from uni, we're all 19 to 20. We see him in a local pub. I don't know what to do, decide to try and be cool about it, and go up to say hi. He tells me to piss off. I guess he blames me for all his friends cutting him out of his life. I don't get the chance to explain that I in no way asked them to do that. They just did what they saw as the right thing. 2 weeks later, we're in the same pub and I see his younger sister. She's 17 now, very, very attractive. I start a conversation with her about her brother and how I feel bad about what we did. She says that it really hurt him, but he's got some new friends now, mostly from uni, and is still with my ex despite a long distance relationship over the uni semesters. He won't talk to any of us old friends though, which I think is a genuine shame. He's known some of the guys since we were 5. One drink leads to another with this girl and we end up back at her house. Her parents are away, her brother is staying at my ex's flat. She has her own flat, didn't go to uni, got a job, so empty house. We end up hooking up. Next morning her bro calls round just as I'm leaving. The look on his face as he works out what's happened. He goes from utter despair to absolutely mental in about half a second. Eventually, I just had to leave. His sister finally managed to explain to him that it was nothing to do with revenge or anything, and that I was genuinely sorry for how we treated him. I don't know if she told him the whole conversation we had about how I'd feel bad as I didn't want to upset him anymore, and she convinced me to come back to hers by saying she was her own woman, could make her own decisions, and he wasn't due to be home anytime. If he hadn't randomly turned up, I hope he'd never known. He still won't accept my Facebook friend request though. Oh my gosh, what just happened? Holy. Honestly, I don't know what the guy is mad about though. The fact that he betrayed his friend like that and went out with their girlfriend, but he's still mad about the fact that they ignored him. You know what I mean? Like, shouldn't he be like, well, I guess, you know? Shouldn't he be like, well, yeah, that's my fault. I can understand where they're coming from because I betrayed my friend kind of thing. But he's mad about it. Like, you were the one who betrayed your friend first. And you're not even gonna feel bad about it? Like, he didn't even apologize at all? Like, if you betray your friend, you can't expect your friend not to betray you, you know. An eye for an eye. Had a neighbor yell at my younger brother about his weight, and I took it extra personal. Didn't know how to get him back without getting caught. Then I figured out I could place nails just under the back of the tire, so when he pulled out of the driveway, he'd run over them. Turns out he was super poor and couldn't afford the repairs. My dad had to carpool with him to work for a month or so. I've never told anyone. Oh, that's actually sad. But seriously, why would you try to make a kid feel insecure about themselves, honestly? You're just a bad person in general anyways. A neighbor lady was mean to me, so I went into the laundry room after her and pooped on her clothes in the washer. I was 5. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's what you get, neighbor lady. I was dating this girl and my friend saw her around town a few times and humiliated her in an effort to embarrass me. I told him to stop bothering her, but he did it again. That night, I convinced him to try getting back together with his wildly insane, manipulative ex that he hadn't spoken to in years, thinking he would just humiliate himself by trying. Well, they hooked up and got back together for a while and had a baby. Now they're terrible single parents. Oh no. Oh no. This revenge basically like went into the future, you know? Jeez. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, Thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!